Hey, you guys, welcome to our live call. It's Jules here, and I'm super excited to be able to talk to you tonight and share some tips that I think are going to be really helpful to you. I see there are still some people hopping on, so hey, you guys, I see you there. Welcome, welcome. I'm just really excited to, like I said, have you all here. And it's December, and I've been talking to a lot of you about where you're at and what's going on in your business, what's going on, with you personally as a coach, and just doing what we do, and how the slowness of that, and sort of the turning away generally from most people of health, being health conscious and wellness and things at this time of year, how that's affecting you guys. And so I just really wanted to be here for you tonight to share with you some tips that I have found really helpful. I've been doing a lot of personal development in this area. I am always looking to grow and research in areas where, we can all benefit from. And so that's my main goal tonight. I've definitely been there. I've been there this month, and I've been there at other times during the year as well, when I sort of hit that point where I'm so busy and I've got so much going on and I have so many distractions that I don't really know where to start. And a lot of that can lead to feeling like I just don't want to start at all. I just kind of ignore it. It's too overwhelming for me to try to sit down and pull apart the pieces, and I don't feel like I have time to do that. And there's so many distractions, and my kiddos need me, and we have a Christmas party, and I need to go buy a ornament for this exchange that I forgot about, or whatever it is. And then when I finally get to that point where I really want to sit down and focus and make things happen, it's really overwhelming for me. And sometimes I just think, I don't know where to start, and so I don't start at all. And I've been there so many times. And as I've been researching and reading up and watching other videos and things about other people who've gone through similar things, it's good to know that it's common, and it's not just in our field. It's in any field where somebody can reach that point where just it's kind of chaotic a little bit, and you can get overwhelmed, and there's some people experience anxiety or whatever, and they just kind of shut down. It's common, and so don't feel like you're alone. And I was hearing another coach today that I follow talk about this book that they've been reading, and in this book they're talking about how in different situations like the one I just mentioned, different challenging situations where, maybe there's that to-do list or there's that obstacle, it kind of talks about the difference between men and women. And I thought this was really interesting. She said that in the book, they say that men will approach a situation like that completely removed from it, and they'll say, okay, I see this as a challenge, as an obstacle to overcome, and they kind of make it a game, and it's sort of fun for them, I guess. And they see it as this this cool challenge, whereas women will oftentimes somehow personalize it, take it personally. If I'm struggling with this, it must mean I'm not a good coach, or I'm not meant to be successful, or I can't do this, or I have failed, or, we just start to internalize all these negative thoughts because we're taking it personally that this obstacle or that this challenge is occurring, when really what we need to do is remove ourselves from that and see it as a challenge that needs to be overcome, and to find solutions to overcome that hurdle, and get rid of that problem and push through that struggle or whatever it is, because it's not your fault, it's not my fault, it's not our fault that we're experiencing challenges. Obviously everybody experiences that in anything, in any at any given time in life. And we have to learn to remove ourselves and not credit it to ourselves that, something's hard or that we've done something wrong, but that, okay, it's time for me to just kick it up another notch and let's figure out how to push past this. And so I got a lot from listening to that and reading up on that this week. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys. And so as we enter December, there is a lot of similar things like that going on. There's also a lot of really great opportunities. And so before we get into our tips real fast, I just wanted to mention to you guys that because Hammer and Chisel was released on December 1st, and our 90-day challenge group is coming to an end. Some of the participants are ending this week, and some people who started late or took a week off at Thanksgiving are going to be finishing next week or in the middle of next week, probably right before Christmas. And so I have been preparing ahead of time to start a Hammer and Chisels challenge group. So I want to include all of you guys. If you want to participate in that, feel free to invite any of your Hammer and Chisel interested parties into that group. I'm going to be starting the preseason for the December group tomorrow, the 14th, and then the actual challenge will start on the 21st. I know it's the week of Christmas, but it's just for those super motivated people. And I'm sure a lot of participants will say, okay, I'm in this, but I'm not going to start till the 28th. And that's their prerogative. But I'm going to be starting another group, and we can make it a team challenge if you guys are interested, on the 4th. And so we will be kicking off the new year, January 4th, with another group. But I am personally going to be starting tomorrow, the 14th, the first day of preseason, because I really want to get an extra 3-week leg up on just knowing what that program's like, on getting results, on sharing with people about how I'm leading by example through doing it. And so for people who are looking for a program to do in January, they're going to be seeing me doing it and getting results. And so I'm going to be making a lot of videos and posting a lot about how that nutrition plan works and things like that. And so that's going on this month. And then, of course, the second one starts on January 4th. And I'll post about all this in our group page as well. I'm also going to be doing a 7 days of healthy giveaways group that I'm going to be starting sometime this week. And just to give you guys an idea, I'm going to be using that group to give away Shakeology samples, Fix-It cookbooks, and other Beachbody workout gear and things that I have either collected through Success Club points or, have added on as add-ons to my monthly orders when I've had an extra PV that I wanted to hit and I just added it on there. I like to sort of collect all of those items and then use them as giveaways at the end of the year. And so this is a really great time to be giving away gifts to people and getting the products in people's hands so that they can try it out and see if it's something that they like for themselves. So for anybody who has extra product or extra Shakeology samples or whatever at your house, and this is a really good way for you to do that as well. Just create a free group. And mine's going to be called 7 Days of Healthy Giveaways. There's so many things, there's 12 Days of Christmas. You can call it whatever you want. But just give away every day freebies to people. Or if you have a like page, you can do little contests where you make a post and you say, this is my giveaway. Like my page, share it, and tag 3 people who you think would be interested in it, and you'll be entered to win this prize, Fix-It cookbook, whatever. And it really helps to boost your number of followers and your network as well. And then also Hammer and Chisel challenge packs. Marie so fabulously shared this with our group and our team page the other day. But that is normally going to be $180 and it's on sale for January for $160. So that's huge, you guys. And anybody who's even remotely interested in doing anything, you want to share about that sale with them because it just gives you another reason to share it with them and to let them know that they really want to get it right now if if they want to take advantage of the discount. It's a sweet discount. And then lastly, I wanted to share about the 3-day refresh group that I'm going to be hosting for the team on the 28th. So that's the Monday right after Christmas. So I've begun messaging people about that right now. And I'm going to be messaging people about that all week up until the 21st. But it's just going to be a great way for people who do definitely just want to take Christmas off and say, I'm just not going to focus on my health and nutrition, which I don't advocate, but some people just want to take those days off and they just want to have them off and they don't want to feel like they need to work out. And so for anybody who's just doing that, it's a great way for them to get back on track right after Christmas, get their sugar cravings back under control, get their system reset so that they can jump back in January without all of those, leftover holiday hangovers is what I like to call them, just that sugar cravings and the carb cravings and sluggish metabolism and all that. Just reset with the 3-day refresh. And I'm going to be hosting that on the 28th right after Christmas to do the same thing for myself as well. So lots of big things coming up. January is going to be huge. I'll be posting about all the January groups here pretty soon as well, but just wanted you guys to know about that. And then let's go ahead and jump into our December tips and Restart Rocking tips. So when I say Restart Rocking, what I mean is for anybody who has been a coach this year, who just lost track of their health, lost track of their goals, lost track of their business, life happened, something came up, that happens. It happens to all of us. And, some of us, handle it in different ways, but whatever, maybe you didn't even really have anything happen, but you've just had a slow end of the year and you really just want to pick it back up. Start 2016 with a bang. You just want to restart your business. These tips are just as much for you as they are for anyone who's been chugging along, trucking along, and is going to be applying these tips. It's all about what you start doing right now. The thing that makes somebody successful in this business is having the drive to make sure you're consistently doing it every day and having the willingness to sacrifice some things, say no to some other things like sleeping in or staying up late and watching TV or mindlessly scrolling through your news feed, and instead plug in, do your activity tracker, do your daily power hour, follow your to-do list, make sure you're doing all of those daily things, the 3 vital behaviors that move your business forward, and starting now. Don't wait. You can't wait until January to start working your business if you want to have a successful January. If you want to have a booming, rocking January, you have to start now, today. You have to be leading from the front. You have to be showing people that it doesn't matter if it's Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever else, or if it's cold outside and you're snugly warm in your bed and you don't want to get up. You are still committed to doing the things that are going to keep you healthy and help you reach your goals. And that's what helps people trust you. And then they know you're serious and they know they can trust you to help them reach their goals. So, we talked at the beginning of this recording about not taking the challenges personally and seeing them as more of a challenge to overcome. And so that's the first thing that I want you to think about, whether it's a challenging December or you've just had all kinds of challenges this year and you're wanting to rock your restart as a coach. I want you to just step away from the challenges, step away from the difficulties, the situation, and say, it's not my fault. This doesn't mean that I am not, destined for success. All it means is that there's a problem and I need to look at it and I need to figure out a solution, push through it, and keep going. And so that's the first thing that we've got to do. The second thing we've got to do is we've got to evaluate what we've been doing and make sure that we have a planned out schedule in place. So I have videos on my YouTube about planning out your schedule, about time management, about the power hour. I think I've done like 3 different ones about the power hour. So there are other resources. You can go back and look at a call that I've done. I've utilized several different methods in my, coaching career of, trying to figure out the best form of planning and time management for me. I think what's been difficult for me is that every time I get a schedule set, my life changes. And so I have to reschedule everything all over again. And so suddenly my workouts are in the evening instead of in the morning, or my kids are home with me instead of at school, or whatever it is. But, we've got to be flexible, and we have to do what it's going to take to make it work. And so figure out what your schedule is now. What's it going to be in the new year? And start over. I use Google Calendar still right now. It works really well for me, and it syncs with my husband's calendar and with my phone. And so I've really been enjoying that. But the first thing you want to do is sit down and figure out what your business hours are going to be. You got to plug those in. Start with a blank calendar and just say, okay, when am I going to get that 1 hour a day? If that's all I have, when am I going to get that 1 hour a day in for my power hour? Because that is when I'm going to invite new people to my network. That is when I'm going to invite new people to my challenge group, invite new people to my free group, invite new people to the coaching opportunity. And that's when I'm going to check in with my challenge groups to hold myself accountable, to hold them accountable, like I said I would do. I've got to have an hour set aside to do that. Maybe it's a solid block of time. Maybe it's 2 30-minute blocks. Maybe it's 4 15-minute blocks throughout the day, whatever works for you. But figure out according to your schedule when you're going to commit to show up and get those things done, and put it in there. The next thing you want to put in there is your family. When am I spending time with them? Is it dinner and then bedtime? Is that my family time? Is it in the middle of the day? Is it more in the morning? What are my priorities, and when am I going to be spending time with them? Because they can't fall by the wayside, or it's just not balanced, and you won't be happy. You have to respect those boundaries. And then when you're working, you're not going to feel like you need to be spending time with your family, because you have set times for both. The other thing you want to put in there is your workout. When are you going to get your workout and your shake-in? And when are you going to plan your meals for the week, every week? And these are things that you've got to do to keep yourself healthy and happy and in check. And then in turn, you can share about them and be leading by example. And people need to see that you're doing your workout and drinking your Shakeology and staying healthy and having healthy meals and taking time to plan them out, because that's what they've got to do to have a healthy lifestyle. That's what we all have to do. And so you've got to plan that in there. Then you will need to schedule in, when you're going to do any other personal development, because we've got to do that every day. We've got to be pouring into ourselves. So these are things that you already know. And you maybe just think, oh, I'll just do it here. I'll just fit it in here or there. But then you're going to be all over the place. If you fail to plan, then you can plan to fail. And I say it every time because it's true. So sit down and figure out your schedule. I personally just had a 2016 goals planning session with my hubby. We talked about that being important. We set a time on our calendar of when we were going to meet. And together we set goals for 2016 for our faith, for our family, for our finances, and for our fitness. And in there we talked about coaching, because it really plays into every single area. And we talked about when my business hours were going to be, how much time we wanted to spend, how much money we wanted me to make this year, and what kind of activity that it was going to take to make that happen. How many hours was I going to need to put in? And I was excited to consult and, work together with him on setting that up, because now I feel great about it. I feel great about my schedule. We're on the same page. He's supportive. We have common goals where coaching is concerned, and we're a team, and that's important. So figure out your schedule. The next thing you've got to do for December, if it's slow or you're struggling, or for rocking your restart for the new year, don't only focus on the business when it's easy. This isn't really a fair weather fan sort of thing. If your goal, if all you really want to do this business for is to make $50 extra dollars a week so you can go out to dinner with your spouse, or buy your fresh flowers for your house, or get a house cleaner for the month, or whatever it is, then that's really all you need. And so that would be different. But, if you treat this business like a hobby, it will pay you like a hobby. And if you treat this business like part-time job, it will pay you like a part-time job. But if you treat it like a full-time job, you will get paid like a full-time job. And, the Power Hour works for every single level, whether you're a hobby coach, a challenger coach, or a business building coach. It doesn't matter. Your income will be a direct reflection of the amount of lives that you change. And so just take all that into consideration and think about what your goals are and where you're trying to go, and figure it all out in there, because, there are days when I don't feel like focusing on the business, because I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. There are days when I wake up and I just don't have energy that day for some reason. I'm tired, and I actually woke up late, and so my boys are already like churning, and they're kind of like getting a little crazy, and I'm just trying to wrap my head around what we're going to do today, but I still need to check in with my groups, and I haven't done my workout, and I have a choice to make in those mornings. Am I just going to lay here and scroll mindlessly on my phone until we run out of time to get anything accomplished, and then we have to race to the playground so that I can get them out of the house for 30 minutes before we come back for lunch, and then I'm tired and I don't know what's going on with anything, and is that what I'm going to do? Or am I going to say, no, I may be tired, I may be low on energy, maybe I woke up late, any of those scenarios, but I'm going to make today count, and I'm going to get everyone dressed, and I'm going to get myself dressed, and I'm going to drink my shake, and I'm going to put some focused energy in it to wake me up, and we're going to get over to the indoor playground where there is a place where moms can sit and be on their computer. And so while they're playing and having fun, I'm going to be checking with my groups, and I'm going to be working on my Power Hour. And when I get home from nap time, I'm going to get everybody a delicious lunch, lay down for a nap, and I'm going to push play on my workout, and I'm going to get it done. And then I'm going to post about it, and I'm going to check in with my group and let them know I did it and hold myself accountable. And then tonight at 7 o'clock, I'm going to post a call to action with a picture of my sweaty selfie from today, talking about how awesome it was and how awesome our group is, and inviting people to be in my challenge group. And then I'm going to follow up with people, and I'm going to get it done, because I'm going to make today count. And I'm not just going to focus on this business when I feel like it. I'm going to focus on it every day because it's important, and I made it a priority. So those are the things that you've really got to wrap your mind around if you're rocking your restart, or you are just trying to get through this December doldrums, you know what I mean? And start thinking about 2016. Set a planning session up with your spouse or your partner or your whoever you do life with. Sit down and talk about 2016 and figure out what you want out of it. And don't just focus on the business at first. Think personally, financially, faith-wise and fitness-wise. What all do you want to achieve? And then come back to your coaching goals. Now you know where you want to be financially. Now you know where you want to be fitness-wise. So how are you using coaching to get there? And what do you need to do as a coach to make that happen? For me personally, I'll go ahead and share with the team. My goal is to be 5-star elite coach by the end of 2016, not 2015. And that's my goal. I want to be a 5-star elite coach by the end of 2016. I also want to go to leadership retreat next year. Also be at the Success Club 2016 trip on the cruise. And I also want to make 1 YouTube video a week. I also want to write 1 to 2 blogs a week and really get my like page up and running. I have a lot of goals, and those are just coaching goals. They're not even personal goals with me and my husband wrote down. But now that I've got all these goals listed out, it's time for us to sit down and make action steps. And so that's my next call to action for you guys as my team and for myself. Today is Sunday the 13th. So by Wednesday, the 16th, I want you to sit down and have made all of your goals for faith, family, finances, and fitness. And then by Sunday, the 20th, I want you to have sitting down and wrote out action steps for each of those goals. I want you to have planned out on whatever type of calendar you're using, your weekly coaching schedule of when you're doing your workouts, your shakes, your meal planning, your power hour, all of that. And I want you to have it all done by the 20th. Post it in our group, post it on your personal page. Let people know, I'm serious about this and this is what I'm going to do. Let it hold you accountable and let it drive you to do what you already know to do, which is the 3 vital behaviors, because that's how we're going to help people live more healthy and fulfilling lives, is by offering them the opportunity to get healthy, offering the opportunity to have financial stability and freedom and to be able to reach financial goals of their own. That's how we're going to be able to do it, is by asking them, have you ever considered joining a challenge group? Have you ever considered becoming a coach or coaching? There's just so many opportunities out there this month and all year next year. And I want you guys to be prepared, and I want you guys to know that it's really not about, the results that you see. It's more about the consistency of doing the things that you know you need to do regardless of the result, because you know that the more you do them and the longer you do them over time, the more you're going to see results, right? Because the more success, the more positive results you want to see, the more you have to actually increase the activity that you're doing in order to increase the positive results that you want to see. Hopefully that made sense. But hopefully this helps you. I've really enjoyed sharing these tips with you. This is what I've been working on. This is what I've got my mind wrapped around right now. And I'm really excited to see what you guys' goals are and where you want to head in 2016. So comment below after you've watched this video in our group or on my YouTube page. Let me know what your goals are. Let me know what you think. And I'm excited to do this with you. Let's get going.